NVIDIA CEO viewers warns that Chinese AI rivals are now formidable. The question is, are US export restrictions aiding China's rise in AI? That's the one thing that needs to be seen. Because what NVIDIA CEO and boss is telling is indicating that the chip war that started between the two sides is not having the desired consequences. He's saying that they are having, in fact, the opposite of their intended effect, with American companies effectively locked out of the largest market that exists, that is the Chinese market, the world's largest for chips. NVIDIA now expects to lose up to $8 billion in sales this quarter alone. In fact, the company's earnings call, CEO Hensen Huang said that Chinese tech firms are quickly stepping in to fill the gap and their AI capabilities are growing stronger rather than slowing down. China's AI development, he argued, the policies are simply pushing customers towards alternatives like Huawei. And now the big question is, as Trump doubles down on tough tech restrictions, is his policy actually helping China's AI industry gain ground? At the end of the day, the last couple of years, there's been this big chip war between US and China. Trump's predecessor, Joe Biden, also came down with heavy, significant restrictions so that China doesn't climb the AI ladder. But guess what? It seems to have done so. Ankush Sabharwal, who is the founder and CEO of Bharat Gupta AI, joins me, and I want to ask from him, Ankush, the question one asks is very simple. Whatever happened to the chip war and the restrictions that US had put in on China to ensure that it doesn't climb up the chip ladder, doesn't climb up the AI ladder? How do you see China and its AI capabilities growing? And the fact that you have NVIDIA CEO pointing that out.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me here. So it's a macro level. It looks like the sovereign AI, the sovereignty is important for every country. I think US wants that, and probably China also wants. And see, we are in India, and India also is now very vocal, and a lot of good steps are being taken to have our own sovereign AI. As you know, MIT is focusing on having sovereign AI LLMs and the applications around it. So now this is a little bigger on the chip because most of us are dependent. Most of us here, I see when I'm talking about us, means the whole world is literally dependent on NVIDIA chips. And yes, I think there can be maybe some ego clashes, or maybe for the national interests. Considering those, I think those export bans are happening. But I think we in India should also take the lesson. It can happen any moment to us. And instead of just being, besides focusing on LLMs, we should also now have our own sovereign AI chips. I know Ministry of IT is working on it, but I think there should be equal enthusiasm and initiative by the industries to work on chips. Now, yes, we are dependent very heavily on NVIDIA chips, which is good. So far, no kind of ban on us. We have a good number of chips in India, but a lot more in demand. We need to have both the things in our mind to keep importing and also keep working on our own sovereign AI chips.
All right, let's leave it there, Ankush. Thanks much for joining us with that perspective.